Hi guys. So today I'm going to show you, because people have been asking me how to turn a regular cell phone shot into a silhouette picture. So I'm going to use this template that I have that a lot of you bought. That's why you found out about this group. So I'm just going to pull in a cell phone shot that I have. It's of my daughter that I took yesterday. And it wasn't for this template, it's for something totally different, but it will work for this for right now. So her hands are out a little weird, but it's not obviously not how I would have somebody pose for this particular picture, but it will work to show you what I do. I use a lot of shortcuts, hotkeys, so I'm going to tell you what I'm pressing as I do it. I hope this doesn't totally confuse you if you don't already use the shortcuts. It's definitely sped up process for me. So if you're interested in learning them, they're very, very smart to learn. And if you already know them, then you're going to know exactly what I'm doing already. So the first thing I do is I just do the quick select, which is right here up at the, it's the fourth one down. And you can also press W to automatically get it. And I zoom in by there. And then I'm just going to quickly select around her. And I apologize ahead of time. I have 3 kids and my 2-year-old is very needy these days, and she's going to probably be making noise in the background. So I just go through here and quickly select. There's going to be spots that I select that are not her. That's okay. Now when I've selected way too much, the way to erase it while you're doing this is to hold down Option. Option takes it away while you're doing it. You have to hold it down though while you're doing that. Again, I'm going to do Option and take away as much as this stuff. As you can see, we need to pull weeds. It's been really rainy. Okay, do this around here. Option to take them away, and then I took too much away. This is kind of tedious and a pain in the rear sometimes, but this is the fast way I've found to do it instead of just painting black all through the subject. Yes, Millie? The baby's sleeping. Okay, thank you. Her baby doll's sleeping, so she wants me to be quieter. Okay, select down here. Oh. Okay, so just select here, deselect in there. All right, and then I just get a little closer, make sure, sorry you're having to watch me do this whole thing. I'm doing it as fast as I can. This is not going to be like totally perfect. When you're doing a silhouette, the nice thing about the silhouettes is you don't have to get all the detail because you can kind of paint it in later. And no one will ever know. Okay, so you see she has all these like pesky fly hairs. The way I do that is I go up here and press select and mask. You're going to want to make sure that you're on this over here on the top left on that selection. And then I just have everything at 0 right now. Transparency is at 20% just so I can see the background a little bit. And I take a small brush, so I'm using the bracket keys to go bigger, so the right bracket key makes it bigger, the left bracket key makes it go smaller, and then I'm just going to brush around that hairline where I see some of the hair. All through this part where it's kind of thin, just to make sure it picks it up. Right there. And then I'm going to press, okay, now if she had really long hair, I would want to make sure that I got all the hair that was like behind her arms down here and all that, but luckily she has short hair, so I don't have to worry about that. So you're going to see that it has some weird selections, but that's okay. That's what it should look like. And then when I have gotten most of it, again, doesn't have to be perfect for the silhouette. Well, it doesn't really have to be perfect for if you're not doing a silhouette either for this next step. All right, From there, I go down and I click to make it a mask. And when it's selected over here and you make a mask, it'll automatically take out the background. So there's all these little parts that look kind of funky, and that's where I'm going to go in with more of a detailed brush and paint them either away or back on. So with the layer, with the mask layer selected, I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. You're going to click on the brush. You want to make sure you have one layer over here black and then the other is white. Okay, so I'm going to get a nice hard round brush. I normally keep it around 80-ish. And I'm just going to go through here, make sure it's on full 100% opacity, and go down. And right now it's going to paint back on, so I want to press X to take off because I want to get all this to kind of smooth out a little. The selection isn't the greatest because it's a cell phone shot, so it's kind of pixelated. When you're instructing your clients to take the pictures, they know that it's not going to be DSLR quality pictures. I have not had a single person complain yet about the pixelation in the pictures. So I just go around. If I want to paint back on, I press the X and it brings up the white layer. I'm just going to paint around it. Here I want to take this background out. It's important when you're telling your clients, hold on Millie, I'm almost done. It's important when you're telling your clients how to take the picture that their arms are away from their body for these silhouette pictures. If their arms are right next to their body, you want your dress. Sorry guys, I gotta put her dress on her. If their arms are right next to their body straight down, then that means it's gonna just look like they're a stick. They need to have that movement with their arms, either their hands on their hip or their arms out. When it's a regular picture, it doesn't really matter because you're gonna see the whole picture, but the silhouette, it's really important to have that separation. It's the same with the legs. You want a little bit of separation, like down here for the legs. I'm not going to do this. This is not as detailed as I would normally do it, but it's just to show you guys how I do it. We just watched the family Disney sing-along, and so Millie is now in the background singing her heart out. Okay, around here. Around here. Okay. So now around her head, this is the part with especially girls that you want to make sure that their hair looks natural. If you just paint a straight line down the side and there's no texture, it's going to look very cartoonish and not realistic in the silhouette part. So what I do is I've created a brush, and I can do another video later on how I made this brush. But I'm going to switch brushes just to show you really quick what it is. So if you can see it, there's a bunch of different shapes of circles, different sizes. This is going to help give a little different look to the hair. It's not just one brush that's doing the same size over and over again. So I'm going to turn it to a black, about 40% opacity. So just click the 4 and it changes that to 40%. And then I'm just going to brush it on, and I change the size by going big bracket, small bracket, however I need to do. And I'm just going to do this around. Nope, that was too much. The shortcut for undo really quick is just Command Z, and that takes it away. Again, I'm sorry if you already know this. I just don't want to do a shortcut and then you have no idea what's going on. Okay, same with up here because you get a little bit of strands coming out. You can't really see anything going on right now, but you'll notice it later. So then once I've taken it out a little bit, I'm going to switch back to a white brush, same at 40%, and I'm just going to go around softly to get the texture around here. Okay, so now that I think that I've got it as good as I'm going to do right now, I need to select her so I can make a new layer. So you press the command button, hold it down, and click right here, and it selects her. The most important part now is you have to click back on the original picture and Command J. That puts her on her own layer. And then I'm going to hide this back one. So if I were to do a composite where you could see her, from here, I would take this layer and put it onto the backdrop that I want to do. But since I want to turn her black, how I do that is I, again, press Command, hold it down, and click on her, and it selects it. I want to get a big black brush. And paint it over her. And it has to be 100% opacity. Okay, so then I'm going to press Command D, and that deselects. So when you see it, Command D deselects it. Here you'd go through and pick up any additional things that you need to do. You can erase. See, I missed a little bit over here. I missed a little bit here. This could be even out just a little bit. You can erase. You can also just use a brush. Because it's all black, you can just use a brush to fix it up. You don't have to layer mask it or anything. Anything like that. Okay, so now for the hair, if I didn't like the way her hair looked, I could erase some of this and then go back in with a small brush. And let's see, small brush. And now paint hair on. Obviously that doesn't look realistic, but you could play around with it until you got those stray hairs to be the way that you want to do it. You guys get the picture of what I'm trying to do there. Okay, so now to move it over, I'm going to Command All, and then grab this tool right here, the Move tool, and you're just going to click and drag it up to the layer that you want to drop it into, which is right here. Command T to resize her. You can make her any size you want. On this, the hat is on its own layer, so you can resize it however you need to fit the client's head. And drag it on top so it looks like that. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, you can comment on the video and I will try to explain myself a little further.